Hello, hello. This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Pioneer Curious. This time around, I'm trying out still Gruul Dinosaurs, but with some tweaks. Mainly more mana dorks, lower curve, ancient Imperiosaur. I mean, sure, we'll keep it. I have no idea if this is going to be any good, but it's a turn 2 Intrepid Paleontologist, turn 3 Rampaging Raptor, in theory. Stomping Ground is not really what we wanted to see there. A bit slow. We have some one mana mana dorks. There's a one mana. Each opponent discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land card. It's like the rack. So we can discard this one. Okay. Yeah. So it's a discard deck. Cool. Cavern doesn't seem to be that great right now. A bit off from this ancient Imperiosaur. So next turn we can theoretically run out Rampaging Raptor, make a land drop. Following turn, make a land drop, have 4 mana plus 2 creatures. So we're going to be off of this by 1. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm playing Ancient Imperiosaur over Galta just to thought seize, taking our Rampaging Raptor, I imagine. Just kind of as a just test it out. I don't know. It seems pretty powerful. 7 mana for 6/6, but with Convoke and then Trample. I mean, you can read the text. It's got a lot of text, right? So I feel like it's a legitimate alternative to what we're trying to do. Bitter Triumph. Take out our mana dork. Opponent's down to 3 cards. We would have liked to have kept that. Opponent is in kill everything, make you discard mode. Yeah, I mean, this card with Intrepid Paleontologist, we don't really care that much. End of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, they lose 2 life. Alright. So we got the rack, a bad rack going on right now. Now we sacrifice another creature. Man, opponent's got all the answers. Hopefully we won't draw any more lands for a while. 4-drop. We drew a land. Just what we wanted to see. Alright, well, that's unfortunate for us. Flooding out again. I mean, I'm trying out a different build in part just to have a lower curve, but I didn't put in a lot of ways to draw cards. I have a third build that I want to try out that lets you has a little bit more card draw, that we would have gotten some card draw off of this. Let's see. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card for each opponent who has 1 or fewer cards in hand. Sure. No lands. Hey, it's a hasty threat. The hasty threat that can grow itself. Next turn, if they can't answer it, we can hit them for 8. It's hard to believe they don't have more removal, though. Seems like their deck is going to be nothing but removal. So the hasty threats are good for us. Yep. What would be our best 2 cards in hand? Another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna be empty-handed and have an ancient Imperiosaur if they don't find a way to make us discard it. Well, sure, we can just F6 through this. I think I'm playing 1 creature land. That was obnoxious. Board got called on my chair, I guess. I mean, if we run out the ancient Imperiosaur, our opponent suddenly gets to draw 2 cards, and they have proven to have ways to make us sacrifice, so we could take a turn off and just commercial district. See what we find. Keep our opponent from drawing. Not ideal, but because he could find a thought, they might have a Thoughtseize. But man, another land. So many lands. So we did draw 2 non-lands, but other than that, we've just drawn so many lands. It's just been land deck, which is one of the things I read about in my articles. Just the frustrating nature of holy moly. So we have drawn two non-land cards this entire game. I didn't mean to play that land. That was a mistake. Whoops. I didn't want to play that land. Especially because they're probably going to make a sack, and now they get to draw a bunch of cards. That was definitely a punt. Just blindly playing my lands. Yeah, I mean, when you draw this many cards, or when you draw this many lands, it's hard to win. So, and they just have a answer, sure. Opponent's playing one of the more obnoxious decks I've played against. Doesn't help that we are literally drawing all lands. Belligerent yearling. I mean, we're running out. I don't see us winning this game from here. Our opponent will be drawing a whole bunch of cards to find all kinds of removal. We don't have a lot of hasty threats at this point. And then we are going to be losing life. Okay, so that's our clock. It's not quite as bad of a rack as I thought. It's obnoxious. I mean, that's just there's not coming back. I would say good game, but man, that was not. We needed to draw a lot less lands and a lot more action. All right, well, we'll bring in the Shaper Sanctuary. Take out the Prey Upons. This don't seem very good. In fact, I don't think we have that much to bring in. Just bring in more bodies. I feel like that's just going to hurt us more than anything. I mean, this Intrepid Paleontologist. Yeah, just, drawing like 6 out of 8 cards were lands. It's not a good way to win a game. All right, well, we'll keep this. At least, hopefully, we'll be drawing some cards off of our various dinosaurs. They do have a lot of sack outlets and discard, but they also play targeted removal. So this hopefully will help us fight against what our opponent's up to. What a miserable deck to play against, though. I play a waste not discard deck. I don't think it's quite as miserable to play against. I mean, you're playing against removal, discard, removal, discard, removal, discard, sacrifice. When you're playing a mid-range deck and only able to do one thing a turn, it's essentially the perfect matchup for our opponent. See if we can find a 2-drop that our opponent will probably kill, but at least that will be one more removal spell out of our opponent's hand. Waiting. We did. That's nice. They'll probably fatal push it, but hey, you know what? We'll draw a card out of it, right? And if they don't, we can Rampage and Raptor. This is setting us up for a nice Ancient Imperiosaur. So Galta and Ancient Imperiosaur both have something in common. They cost a lot of mana, but if you have creatures on the battlefield, they cost less. Galta can come down as a 12/12 Trampler for 2 green, whereas Ancient Imperiosaur can come down as for 2 green if you have 5 creatures. 16/16 trample and word, but if you already have 5 creatures on the battlefield, it's unlikely you really need to cast Ancient Imperiosaur. So that's the one good thing about Galta is the pack rat. How exciting! But the thing about Galta is you don't have to tap your creatures, so you just can cast it and then still attack. Alright, so we can go Regal Imperiosaur and Ixali the Lore Keeper. I think our Shaper Sanctuary kind of ruined our opponent's fun. Which is exactly why it's in the deck. So if we do that, 1, 2, if we do both of these, and we draw a land, that is Convoke mana for Ancient Imperiosaur. So I think we want to go maximum value. And then this also helps a little bit protecting us from sack outlets. So he's tap for mana anyway, but it doesn't matter. We would rather Convoke. See what our opponent does. They have a way to make us discard, which seems likely. Or just a Liliana. Wonder what they're going to do. Sacrifice a creature. I wonder if the pack rats are sideboard cards that they're bringing in to help protect things, as they can probably assume we take out a lot of our removal. And they're right. So now we're left. Okay, so that would have been nice if we had that card out. Although we still couldn't have cast Ancient Imperiosaur. So this is beautiful because it says deals combat. It's a questing beast. It deals damage to each target planeswalker that player controls. So we had to just swing at our opponent for 10. This is definitely more of the star we want, where we had turn 1 play, mana dorks into early threats, a 3-drop, 4-drop, turning off their targeted removal a little bit. And they still might. Have some more sack outlets. Just imagine they have a lot of those, / just sweepers. So our opponent doesn't want to go into the all rat plan. Okay. Yeah, that's not ideal for our opponent since we can continue to beat down. Haha! Got you, homie. Oh yeah, I think we would like to do that. Haha. Kill our mana dork. Land would be nice. It's got haste, 2/3. When it enters, you may pay 2. When you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. So the haste here means they can block, and then they take 8. Or we can just go ahead and do Pugnacious Hammer's Call. They might be waiting for a land for a sweeper, but I'll just run this out. Nope. And they scoop it up. Yeah, I mean they're not dead yet, but they might as well be. Okay, so that was much better all around. Our opponent wasn't able to snipe all of our targets on curve, where in the Shaper Sanctuary really hurt them. Either they had a bunch of removal in their hand, they didn't want to commit on some of our cheaper threats, or they actually just had a bad draw. So you can see the deck list. The idea here is we are playing Rip Draw Raptor, which when it gets dealt damage, we draw a card. So then we play something like Prey Upon. So we deal damage to our own creature, draw a card, this thing. All right, so I do anything we want to take out. The Shaper Sanctuary are worth their weight in gold. Not that that's very much. Well, they got us game one. Okay. So this is going to be, we can't play our Mana Dork yet. I think we're going to keep it. I hate this Verge. I mean, okay, so the Verges, I think, are great cards for Pioneer. They come out done. They come down untapped. But is Copperline Gorge just strictly better in this situation? Of course. But then in the late game, oh wow, that was it. Oh, we really do wish we had a Copperline Gorge. All right, well, let's just hope that our opponent does not fault seal us. Sweet. Force would be good. Another one, man. All right, we're getting max punished here for keeping this hand with a bunch of forests. Anyway, when you are playing a mid-range deck with 4 drops, 5 drops, and so forth, drawing that Copperline Gorge when you really need an untapped 4th or 5th mana is brutal. Yep. So our opponent, man, that is a good start. We got 0 pressure. We're just going to go ahead and run out the Pugnacious Hammerskull and either make them, hopefully they don't just have a Liliana, but if we draw a land, we can pick off one of their Planeswalkers. And if they aren't able to answer the Pugnacious Hammerskull, we can just start swinging out. Yeah, the mana base coming back to haunt us. I think we run like 5 basic forests and four basic mountains maybe, and then these Verges. I still like the Verges though. I still like the coming down untapped. In the early game, we see the drawback though of it versus something that comes down tapped in the late game. It might be that we're too slow, but at least we're able to, unless they run the Lily or a sack outlet. But you know what? If they do, and we hit a land, we can start making their life miserable by hitting them for 4 and picking off their Planeswalkers, while also drawing cards off their targeted removal if they don't have the Liliana but a kill spell. All right, Gra. Let's see it. Paying 3. Bitter Triumph. This land, baby. Yes. They were in the tank a lot on that one. I think they, no. Okay, well, we have 2 of them. Can't take our land, and we have 2 Rampaging Raptors, so. I mean, Rampaging Raptor does not get any love, whereas it's essentially a red questing beast. Obviously, it could be better. I mean, the questing beast is arguably better because of the vigilance, but and the unblockability. But you look at Rampaging Raptor and you see like the ability to pump. How much more important is that? It's pretty important. But I'd like to have both, though. Still make a land drop. Okay. They don't have a 1 mana kill spell as their final card. Well, they know it's coming. Do they have a kill spell? I think our opponent might be running into the problem of their deck where if they can't get ahead of us, then they end up having some bad draws. then they're in trouble. But we'll see. I mean, it's still 2 cards in hand and a Lily. That all I have to do is answer this Rampaging Raptor and have an answer for something else, and we can't kill a Lily, and that's a problem. But the benefit for us is we get 2 mana dorks, so they can kill one with the Lily, and we draw a card, and then they aren't going to be able to kill the other one. They just scoop up the match. I think they see the writing on the wall. And we're going to draw another Rampaging Raptor. Oh well. I would have liked to finish that. I mean, they might, like, I was telling you what I thought the problem they were running into. It's possible. It's also lunchtime. I mean, we were going to go Lore Keeper, and if they didn't have anything but targeted removal, they could kill both, but then we draw a bunch of cards, and then we're right into Rampaging Raptor territory again. Kill their Lily, and eventually get to Ancient Imperious, or this Shaper's Sanctuary. So powerful in this matchup. And in my third version of Dinosaurs, this is in the main deck. So I'm going to switch over to that, make a video of that for the article. But for cyclesgaming.com, sometimes it's worth sticking out the brutal matchups. This is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch you all in the next one.